girls, so for this section we're going to look at a long multiplication. So we're going to be multiplying hundreds, tens and units by tens and units. So for this example we're going to do 245 multiplied by 38. Now as we do this we need to remember that 38 is 30 plus 8. And so we're going to do it in two halves. First of all we're going to multiply it by 8 ones. 8 fives are 40, we put down the 0, we trade up to 4. 8 fours are 32, and 4 is going to be 36. We put down the 6, we trade up to 3. 8 twos are 16, 16 and 3 is going to be 19. So we've just multiplied by 8. Now we're going to multiply by 10. When we multiply by 10, the first thing we do is we put down the 0 because we're multiplying in the tens column. So now that we're multiplying by tens, we're going to go 3 fives are 15, put down the 5, trade up to 1. 3 fours are 12 and 1 is 13. I put down the 1, I put down the 3 and I trade up to 1. 3 twos are 6 and 1 is 7. So here I've multiplied by 8 ones, here I've multiplied by 3 tens. Now I'm going to add them both together. So I'm going to go 0 and 0 is 0, 6 and 5 is going to be 11. I put down the 1, I trade up to 1. 9 and 1 is going to be 10 and 1 is going to be 13. I put down the 3, I trade up to 1. 7 and 2 is going to be 9 and my answer is going to be 9,310. So just to recap there, I've multiplied 245 by 38. First I multiplied by 8 ones, which is this column here, this row here, and then I've multiplied by 3 tens, which is this row here, and then I've added the two together and I've come up with 9,310.
But Mr. Forrester, I've got a question. You popped a 0 down there. That just seemed to come out of nowhere for me. Why did a 0 just appear just there?
And that 0 appeared there because we're multiplying by 30. Oh. So when we're multiplying by 30, we put down a 0 because the 3 is in the tens column.
Got it.
So boys and girls, what we'll do is we'll give you one to do. We'll work through it together. Taking a pause here. Alright, so the next one we're going to do is this. We're going to do 428 multiplied by 43. Sounds familiar. So the first thing we're going to do is multiply by 3 ones. So you guys can pause it now and multiply by 3 ones. Right, so if you've done that, it should look something like this. 3 8s are 24, I put down the 4, I trade up my 2. 3 2s are 6 and 2 is 8, so I put down 8 in the tens column. 3 4s are 12, and there's nothing to trade. Now I'm going to multiply by 10, so the first thing you do is what? Pause it here while you do it. Okay, correct. The first thing you're going to do is put down the 0 because you're multiplying by 4 tens. So this is 40 we're multiplying by. So we put down the 0. 4 8s are 32. I put down the 2. I carry up the 3. 4 2s are 8 and 3 is going to be 11. I put down the 1. I trade up the 1. 4 4s are 16 and 1 is 17. So you just take a pause while you guys do the next step. Okay, now that you've come back to us, the next step is going to be adding these two together. So 4 and 0 is 4, 8 and 2 is 10, I put down the 0, I trade up the 1, 2 and 2 is going to be 4, 7 and 1 is going to be 8, and 8 and nothing is going to be 1 in the tens column, tens of thousands column. So I go across 4 10, 100, 18,404. We'll stop there. Alright, so now that you've had a go at that, ladies and gentlemen, how about you have a go at this one on your own? $645 multiplied by 25. We'll rule a line underneath that neatly with your ruler. We pause it here and you can go to it. Right, so now that we're back again, we're going to multiply by 5 ones and then we're going to multiply by 2 tens. So multiplying by ones, 5 5s are 25, I put down the 5, I trade up the 2. 5 4s are 20 and 2 is 22, I put down the 2, I trade up the 2. 6 5s are 30 and 2 is going to be 32. Now I'm going to multiply in the tens column, so when I multiply in the tens column, I'm going to put down a 0. And then I'll multiply as I was multiplying by 1. So 2 5s are 10, I put down a 0, I trade up the 1. 2 4s are 8 and 1 is 9. 2 6s are 12. And the next step that you will have had down is that you now add these two numbers, two rows of numbers together. So 5 and 0 is 5, 2 and 0 is 2, 9 and 2 is 11. I put down the 1, I trade up the 1. 3 and 1 is 4 and 2 is going to be 6, and I've got 1 there. And I'll bring my columns across, 3 numbers, and I've got 16,125, and that should be your number, your answer. Right.